Well, hello everyone.
Hello.
And welcome to another episode of Controllers and Couches.
Controllers and couches.
We're up to lucky episode number 13, good sir.
Yes, and I think I've spent mostly my time on the couch, so much time on the controllers. So yeah, that's been my week.
I apologise in advance if you can hear my computer grunting from as far away from it as you are. Sir went to the local library and he picked us up a stack of audiobooks in CD format. So I'm just transferring them to the hard drive as quickly as possible so that way he can go back. Because my computer's the only one out of all of ours that has a disk drive.
Yep.
We keep putting off buying an actual disk drive. Something I'm going to have a look at. But yeah, so I'm just burning them. Not burning, I'm like transferring them because they're like CDs.
Yep.
Into hard drive. But apart from that, how are you? How's your life been taking you?
Once again, my work has just been
Busy. Flat
chewing
out.
up my time. What else did I do? Reading wise, I've read.
Oh, did you also add that you read Artemis?
No, I haven't.
Can you do that?
So I've read Ready Player One. I've read Artemis. No, sorry, I've read
Artemis, yeah, that's right. The
Yeah.
Andy Weir movie. Book,
Yeah.
rather.
read Artemis, and I've read 4 chapters of 7 Dangerous Wonders.
Read or listened to? You
Read.
can't see, but there's a look of shock on my face.
Yeah, I've been trying to just slowly.
Did you do that today?
Yes. And then I
Is
fell
this
asleep.
legitimate or are you lying?
No, that's legit. Then I fell asleep on the couch.
Oh, you
So,
live at my floor.
I know, right? You know, I start doing intellectual stuff, and then my brain shuts down. So what
Me
else?
when I try to do anything but breathe and eat.
Um,
To be honest, how was your Easter?
Easter was good. I think I put on like 40 kilos.
You did no such thing.
Okay, maybe 4 kilos. But,
He's exaggerating.
Okay,
Ignore
maybe
him.
400 kilos.
Oh my god.
I could, pass as a shipping container.
You could not.
I could, quite easily, So, yeah. What else have you been up to?
Well, it's week 5 of uni. This week, Valkyrie, Shells, behave. Don't. That's my pen. It's my brand new pen. It's my backup pen. Where did it go?
It went on the couch.
Oh, I have to get it before they chew it. You're a terrible pet father. Don't
No.
eat it, Valkyrie. No.
But you got to say, that was a really good throw. The way
No,
it
it
curved.
wasn't. Shells is shitting himself. He thinks he's done something wrong.
It arced perfectly through the air.
Valk's tail
It
is
just
like
flew.
fluffed.
It just flew
Terrible
through the air.
human thing.
And then it landed, but it didn't burn up in the atmosphere like the Chinese space station.
Oh, stop it.
It was just like, whee!
Stop it. Anyway, so it was Orthodox Easter this weekend.
Yep.
Um,
The whole house smelled like,
incense from the church around the corner from us.
Yep.
Was I productive? No, actually, I got an assignment done for biomed. The case study assignment, knocked that out of the park, submitted that, so that's done. Got one essay I'm like a quarter of the way through that's due in a week's time, so that's my main priority over the next couple of days. I hope to have my draft of that finished tomorrow night before I go to bed. But apart from that, I'm just behind on everything. I need to write to-do lists for my to-do lists about my to-do list, and that's no exaggeration. Yeah, I'm just tired. I would defer right now if I didn't miss census.
yeah. But
If census hadn't happened yet, I would defer.
you'll get there.
So yeah, on the Bookish front, I completed the Spiderwick Chronicles, so that's great. I gave every book 5 out of 5. Absolutely love it. Also, something we wanted to mention is if your local library is part of the Borrow Box, I think it's called, network, you should seriously, and if you like audiobooks and ebooks, seriously look into it. I have mashed out a ton of stuff in the last week since you told me it existed. So it's called Borrow Box. It's a green looking app on the App Store. It's also on the Android store, a Google Play or whatever it's called. So I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks during the week just while I've been researching, while I've been cleaning. doing stuff that I don't necessarily need to focus on what I'm doing while I'm listening to it. So, first one I listened to was, and I only discovered this because of this app, you could say, is The Cruelty by Scott Bergstrom. I got halfway through the audiobook and I decided that I was going to actually purchase the book as a hard copy too, because I loved it so much. And then it turned out that QBD had it for just under $8 on clearance, so we went and we picked that up. But absolutely amazing. If you're a fan of, imagine like Jason Bourne or even Red Sparrow, but as a young adult, new adult book, you'll absolutely love it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and that also, there's also a second book in the series that came out this year in February, and that's called The Greed. It wasn't as great as the first book. I ended up giving it 4 out of 5 stars. But the premise is Gwendolyn, her father is like a US diplomat, and then he's kidnapped, and she pretty much goes out to try and rescue her father. And you go through all of her training, people just betraying her, and a ton of other stuff. I can't do it justice, but I don't want to give too much away in terms of spoilers. But if you're a massive fan, like I said, of Jason Bourne, Red Sparrow, and you're into more YA, new adult, definitely look into it. And I'm currently listening to the Gypsy Charms series. I'm like a quarter of the way through book 3 out of a 6-book series. You actually bought me the whole book series over a year and a half ago, and I know it sounds terrible and it sounds very rude, but I just haven't had the time to sit down and read them, or I've put it off to read something else. So when I saw that they were on the catalogue straight away, I've been listening to them. I haven't listened to them much today, but yeah, I've been giving them, I gave books 1 and 2, 3 out of 5 stars.
Nice.
So it's pretty good, and it's been helping me kind of get some more reading done.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Awesome.
All right, so for today's quiz, to give you a little bit of a backstory premise, we were watching, what's it called? American Supernatural Survivor?
Yeah.
Or Supernatural Survivor, or Survivor Supernatural. It's on Netflix. We haven't completed the series. When we complete it, we'll give you a bit more of a better review.
Because at this point, I don't think I'm taking it seriously.
No, we're not really taking it seriously, and we're not trying to be disrespectful to the people who are telling their stories. But to give you context on this week's quiz, there was one lady who, she was talking about how she helped, because she's a Wiccan or a witch, that helped her clear the house out.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Michael about how I want to start my Wiccan witch journey. And so I was just showing Michael, all the crystal shops around us. The place, it's not a hippie shop, but we call it the hippie shop. It's like our joke. It's called the Tree of Life or something or other. And they sell sage that you're supposed to use to cleanse your house and stuff. And I was telling Michael how I wanted to buy all these decks of tarot cards and set up an altar for my crystals and really get into herbology and stuff. And then so I was looking at BuzzFeed, and Michael's stop. Michael thought I was being legitimately serious, I think, at one point. And so this week our quiz is, and obviously everyone who is on their app, have a look at the quiz note, the episode notes, and you can do it with us. But this is, everyone has a charmed sister that matches their personality. Here's yours quiz. So are you Piper, Phoebe, Paige, or Prue? Take this quiz to learn which one is you. That's a bit bad English, but I understand why they did it that way, so that way it would rhyme. Because all their spells used to rhyme. Also, you were telling me that Charmed is getting a remake.
Yes.
Is this legitimate?
It's legitimate.
Is it done by Netflix or something?
I will find out this. Let's see.
Oh, as in the CW's getting it. The same people that did the Vampire Diaries.
Well, there you go.
And all the other cool stuff we watched. Teeny drama. Oh my god. Oh, I'm really, really happy. I hope it's good. I really do. Alright, so first question is choose an element. We've got earth. It shouldn't be earth, air, fire, water. But anyway, earth, fire, water, air. I'm going to go, shut up. How dare you honk at me.
Beep, beep.
I'm going to go for fire. What are you going to go for?
Let's see. As long as I don't get Captain Planet.
Inspector
I
Gadget.
should be okay. I'm going to rewatch that, mind you. Let's see. I'm probably going to go element-wise. See, this is the problem when you watch Avatar: The Last Airbender, not the M. Shyamalan.
Airbender.
I'm the Airbender. I say,
sorry.
Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna go water. Just because water can be put in the fridge. Okay, so then we choose a power. So you can either have immortality, invincibility, teleportation eye, telepathy, healing eye, and shape-shifting eye.
Or for everyone else, immortality, invincibility, teleportation, telepathy, healing, or shape-shifting. Oh, damn it. Here's the thing. I reckon if you lived forever, you could learn all these other skills.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go for immortality.
Immortality?
Yeah. Because I reckon you could learn how to teleport.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Do you know how I've been going through all of these discs? iTunes finally realised. So if the disc is all on one, if the ebook is all on one disc, it doesn't read. But if it's split like this, it reads.
Oh. Right.
What?
Okay,
what?
So
all right,
it says choose a career, photographer, bartender, business.
But you didn't say what you chose.
Oh, immortality.
Okay.
Or should I do something different?
No, I was just asking. You don't need to...
Choose a career, photographer, bartender, business owner, teacher, activist, engineer.
I could do biomedical engineering, so I'm going to go for engineering.
I'm going to go engineer. Choose a spell. To travel through time. To find love. To find a mouse.
Muse.
Find a moose.
Muse.
Okay, to find a moose.
Oh, God.
To vanquish fears. To speak to ancestors. And to reveal the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
So help you God?
So help me, yeah.
I reckon...
I'm going time travel. Yeah.
I reckon... Okay, so here's the thing. A time travel would be cool, but I think that's a little outdated.
Clearly.
You do what you want to do. This is just me saying my thing. This is my opinion, alright? To vanquish fears, sometimes I think fears are a good thing.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you're not scared of anything, you can't grow as a human being.
Yeah.
Right? To reveal the truth, however, imagine that in an exam.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
I'm going to go to, not even just for the exam, but just to know what's real or not. I think
But I want to go to the beginning of
time. Well, then
go
back to the beginning of... This is why you and I are different people. We don't need to give the same answer, you see. We don't have to be the same in everything.
Yep.
Alright, so we have to choose a demon to vanquish. A Darklighter, a Warlock, a Fury, a Banshee, a Seer, or a Grimlock.
I thought Grimlock was a dinosaur.
No.
I like the Transformer.
No.
Just saying, the Warlock looks a little funky.
Yeah. I'm gonna go for... It'd be fun to take on a Seer, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But what are Grimlocks again?
I have no idea.
I want to say that they're bad male.
They look like marshmallow monks. Magic marshmallow monks.
I don't want Grimlock from freaking Transformers.
Told ya. Let's see.
Do I have to go Charmed Wiki?
Probably.
White-faced demons with swirling red eyes who usually dwell in the sewer systems. They choke good individuals to death by seeing the auras that surround them, which are able to do with the eyesight of children. What English? Such Banshees are the things that scream and they do. I don't like loud noises. I'm tossing up between the Darklighter and Seer, but that Darklighter, yeah. Let's just get rid of the Darklighter, shall we?
Get rid of him.
What are you doing?
I'm thinking I might take down the Warlock.
You go, girlfriend. I'm so proud of you.
I'm going to take a Warlock because he looks funky. He needs dental hygiene. Choose a magical creature. We've got a mermaid. We've got a timber nymph. We've got...
Isn't that just... Okay, never mind.
We've got cupboard.
Cupid.
Cupboard. We've got Valkyrie.
Valkyrie.
Yeah. We have a genie. We've got a genie. And we have an elf. No Christmas presents for you this year. So... I reckon Valkyrie's only because Norse mythology, they're going to Valhalla, so warrior, warrior class. So technically they're not really a magical creature, they're just, insane warriors. So I'm going to Valkyrie.
They look very oddly like Xena used to dress up. Yeah, that's the word. God, Genie is too innocent. Elves, that doesn't look like a scary elf.
No.
Just Cupid. Cupid wouldn't be that helpful though. I can't imagine wood nymphs would be much help either. No disrespect to the wood nymph.
Yeah.
If I could, it's not even asking if you could turn into something because then I'd choose mermaid. But I'm gonna go for Valkyrie too.
Valkyrie.
Alright, so we got here choose a witch. I already know which one I'm going to choose out of this. We've got the chick from Bewitched. We've got Beatrix from
Harry Potter.
Bellatrix, or whatever her name is, from Harry Potter. Then we've got Winnie from Hocus Pocus. Boo! Wicked Witch of the West. Then we've got Maleficent, played by Angelina Jolie, and then Sabrina the Teenage Witch. If you're going for anything other than Winnie, you need to go home.
Me?
No, me.
See, when you really think about it, the Wicked Witch of the West is a little OP.
Not really.
She's just scared of water. Water. But Bellatrix is kind of psycho.
Yeah.
And as a witch, so she can do some crazy shit.
Yeah.
So I'm going her.
Alright, you go, girlfriend. Alright, what'd you get?
Okay, I got prunes.
You got Prue?
I got prunes.
How could you get Prue and I get Prue when we gave completely different answers?
Okay, so I got prunes. I'm fiercely loyal and protective of those important to me. You have a type A personality, but can be a little shy. You love to go out and have a good time at the pub. It just might take you a while to trust books, people, wood elves, and break out of your tortoise shell.
It might take you a while to trust people and break out of your shell. The annoying thing is everyone hates Prue in real life because she was really bitchy to everyone else on set. And that's why they wrote her off the show.
Okay, cool.
Damn. Oh well.
Oh.
Can we ever do anything different, like get a different answer? Part of me always thinks it's rigged.
It is rigged.
Alright, so... first things first, on the realist. Trump, An American Dream. We watched
all of it.
This mini-series. We finished it yesterday, actually. Probably when I should have been studying, but meh. And I ended up giving it a 4 out of 5 stars. Let me know what you think.
I give it probably 3 out of 5. Honestly. Only because they did a major rehash of stock footage. I got sick of him seeing...
the same, 4 clips of
him
Trump in his
desk,
office.
And they flipped it. They'd flip it.
Yeah.
And I'm
inverted. So if he's looking left, they'd flip the image so he looks right.
Same desk. And you just go, ooh. But, yeah. Apart from that...
But for anyone who's interested, it really is a documentary over 6 parts of Trump on the road to becoming president. Pretty much from him as a kid to all of his failed and not so failed business ventures, all of his relationships, family, and it pretty much goes through people that worked with him, people that worked for him, his enemies, family, friends, and a ton of other stuff. So it was very, very insightful. It went through all the behind the scenes of The Apprentice.
Yep.
So, yeah, I really enjoyed it. But,
They brought up some really interesting topics, and you really see...
that he is a failure.
He is a failure. He's just been bailed out that many times that, you know, it's basically a conspiracy waiting to happen. Oh, well, waiting to be talked about. So, yeah, very, very
boy.
on the point of... But seeing how much money he spends, and how much he, like, really
He's
spends
fake.
billions and billions and billions. And when he says, oh, I have billions...
No, you don't, because you're taking into account your debt.
Yeah, he's taking into account the debt, and it's just, yeah...
Which is 98% of his, in quotation marks, net worth.
And he has...
Nothing.
Billions.
Of debt.
In debt. Billions and billions and billions and billions.
Talking about billions and billions and billions, I feel like it's been like billions and billions of years since The Forest hit beta. So apparently, according to PC Gamer, The Forest will leave early access, and it's going to raise prices. Well, it's going to go from $16.99 to $19.99 US bucks. But apparently it's in alpha form now.
Okay.
So as you all know, I'm a massive OG fan of FaZe Jev.
Yeah. So
I cannot wait to see him play through the alpha of this, the actual AAA game. And yeah, it's been years, literally like 4 or 5 years since this game hit as a beta. Hit the market, so it's been a long time coming.
Would they ever do a movie of it?
They have. It's essentially a video game version, but there's only one survivor of what's that plane movie, Lost?
Yeah,
it's exactly like that.
Oh.
You and I have seen gameplay of it, like back when Jev used to play it every second day, or it used to be his second upload for the day. But basically, you're on an airplane and then it crash lands somewhere, and then you have to like build, survive. So you have to like build a lean-to, then you build a house, then you build a cabin, and then you build a house, and you got to stay away from the cannibals and the sharks, a ton of other stuff. But yeah, I wouldn't personally play it myself. It'd be one of those things where I just watch other people's playthroughs of it. But yeah. Talking about things I would never play myself, Brock Lesnar has re-signed with WWE.
But can he make up his damn mind? Like, seriously. I mean, 1 minute he's in UFC, oh no, I'm getting beaten, goes back to WWE, which is just choreographed.
I know, but that's the thing, like, you can't fight properly, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
It's just silly. I mean, don't get me wrong, he would absolutely cave my head in. Like, in all sense of the word, if I was to go toe-to-toe with Brock Lesnar...
Brock Lesnar!
He would destroy me. I ain't, saying that I'm better than Brock Lesnar. I'm not even close to that athleticism. But at the end of the day, he is formerly a wrestler. Look at me, I can go into UFC. And when he went to UFC... he absolutely got his ass handed to him. He got caned. And it sounds like that's a drink coaster. So,
there's something on that disc.
Yeah, it doesn't like that disc. So, so first he starts off with professional football, fails that.
Then decides, I'm going to become a wrestler.
Yeah, goes to
and then he made millions of dollars of that. And then people were giving him shit, and he was like, oh yeah, I can become a UFC or an MMA specialist. Yeah. And then nothing from it.
But, he's bloody 6'3". He's a unit.
But there are people who are more built than Brock Lesnar, and that are taller than Brock Lesnar. Yeah. Like Chase Rice is that tall, and Chase Rice, by that fucking standard, could take out Brock Lesnar. I think there's a difference between, it's exactly like dancing. It's choreographed,
Yeah.
And I used to be the biggest, especially when Afterburn used to play on 1HD and Channel 10.
Yeah.
I used to be the biggest fan of WWE, but then when I realised, and whenever someone said to me, oh my god, it's all fake, it's all scripted, I'd be like, what are you talking about? This is as real as it gets.
Yeah.
And then I grew up and I watched UFC, and then I realised how wrong I was in my ways. So, what happened to, not Edge, the other tatted guy who ended up getting this? AJ. What's his name? AJ Styles. He's married to AJ Styles. What's his name? And he was transitioning to... No, it's not AJ Styles. What was her name? God damn. Why can't I brain? Oh, I thought it was AJ. Think. The guy who's like triple. It's not triple X. That's Triple H that I'm thinking of. He was tatted and he was like the champion before John Cena. And he like turned heel a ton of times. God, why can't I? WWE goth guy. Let's type that in. That's actually a thing. Where is it? No one, nobody knows. Jesus Christ, why can't I? Does anyone else know what I'm talking about? I'm not talking about The Undertaker, if anyone's like this.
Are you thinking of Kane?
Not Kane, no. He was big in like 2011, 2012. And it's not, what's his name, Roman Reigns. It's this other guy. And then he signed WWE to UFC. It's not Edge. It's his, not, that's him. CM Punk! That's it. CM Punk. Phil Brooks. That's his name. What happened to that kid?
I have no idea. New to you.
What did he do? He's currently signed, but has he fought? AJ Lee. That's her name. AJ Lee. I'm not that stupid. See, I know these things. I just realised, isn't it almost WrestleMania season?
Yeah.
Is it WrestleMania this weekend?
I haven't really been watching the schedule. I've been shocking lately. Absolutely shocking.
Apparently he retired in 2014. Oh no, apparently he's scheduled to fight Mike Jackson on June 8th at UFC 225 in Chicago. Which I think he is from Chicago, so I can see him fight. Yeah, he's from Chicago. So, yeah. Right on.
Right on.
Sorry. McDoozle wacky. So yeah, that's my life. I think it's very hard to transition from WWE to UFC unless you actually are. Because when I think of UFC, I think of like the greats.
Yeah.
Like what's his face? The Rush, GSP. That's it.
Yeah.
And Kane was badass. Junior Dos Santos. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know. I think it's... Yeah, I don't know. But then you get the reverse where you have people go from UFC to WWE like... What's her face?
Ronda Rousey.
Rowdy Ronda Rousey. But anyway, Mahoozle, off that, onto the next topic of discussion. Okay, so we had to do a by-election a few weeks ago in our area. And this disc isn't working. I have no idea why. But the Greens Council, this lady, I can't even remember her name, and I'm not going to say it. But she was really playing dirty because she was the Greens representative. That's it. In our by-election and whatnot, but her face was plastered everywhere, and she had all these notice boards up, and everyone in our area has been like putting her posters everywhere, and she was the Greens representative. She was talking a lot of smack, but apparently they have tried to take her out. Really? Yeah. So supporters of Ms. blah 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 have called on 16 signatories of the document who remain Greens members to quit the party, alleging that the complaints about her are more settling personal scores within the Darebin branch.
Wow.
And the central aim is to remove her as a candidate for Batman.
Jeez.
And all of them declined to comment to The Age about this. So
basically, documents have been leaked, and members of this particular branch, who happen to be the largest Greens branch in the country.
Yeah. Because we're very, I don't want to use the word progressive here, but as much as there are old people in the district that we live in, there are a lot of, I don't want to use the word hippie, but a lot more progressive people. I don't know. So,
essentially, yeah, so they want to have the 16 remaining signatories either resign or get expelled. Bye. So that's massive on the Green front. So, yeah. It's interesting.
I don't know.
But you can almost see that, you can literally see the factions when you actually watch the news. When you look at the media outlets, when you look at the actual numbers, you can see they don't work together. This is why the Labour and Liberal are much more a force to be reckoned with, because they look at the Greens and just laugh at them. But essentially, when it comes to seats,
you need to fill them.
Yeah, but you don't want the Greens controlling the lower or upper house.
That would be the most dangerous thing. A very dangerous thing.
That would be an extremely dangerous thing. So,
I don't know.
Yeah, not my cup of tea. So.
Look, I don't. Politics concern me. Do you know what I mean? Because yes, obviously we all have a right to say who we want to represent us and blah blah blah. That's not what I'm disputing, but it's just. Do you get what I mean? Like, it's a tough gig.
Yeah.
And there's no one perfect candidate. There's one person that you vote on the person that you 75% back or you 80% back because they have the majority. Like for the lady who we voted for, she was like very progressive and she was like, look, I'm going to stop the rent rises because I know for students and stuff who obviously live in the area, because this is where a lot of unis are, and working class people and stuff. So she was the better out of the two. There were some things that I liked the Conservative Party, but again, I don't think the Conservative Party has what it takes to lead our district. Do you know what I mean? I think it's always safer, unfortunately, to play the card between Liberal and Labor.
But see, it was interesting because back in 2014, they kind of predicted, well, they predicted that the Greens would actually win 4 lower house seats. And that hypothetically would double their upper house seats.
Yeah.
So you look at it and go,
it's no small thing.
No, it's not. But it's, do you want, and also just in case people are wondering, that the lower house is the House of Assembly. So, but you...
Yeah, this is the state level, not federal.
Yeah, because if the Greens were to take power in the federal...
We'd be stuffed.
We'd be...
F-worded.
Yeah, F-worded.
You can say, we're an explicit podcast, so you can say the F-word.
You know, sideways with a bus. You know, it's not something you want because, okay, there are certain aspects of that clause that they put forward every year when they go to do the voting that, we're here for, you know, environment, everything, blah, blah, blah. But you look at the offsets that it can, you know, kick in, and it's not good. So
it's just that, like, I was looking at, obviously, to say our planet is dying isn't an overstatement. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of people. Yes, we have a shit ton of room, but I don't think we're using our resource. First off, I don't think we're using our resources wisely, but at the same time, I think we've got a lot more shit going around than people want to admit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think there's more oil. Like, they made it sound 10 years ago, like by today we would have lost, there would be no more oil left. So I think there's more oil than what people are saying there is. But I'm not saying we should continue sticking to oil. What I'm saying is we should be developing better technologies than what we currently have right now as our current gold standard to make sure that... Because when I was doing chemistry, we had to look at all this shit. We did all the calculations on... to like literally... It was one massive part, because to do chemistry today, you need to know about renewable energy. That's where the future direction is. But we don't have the tech. You would spend 10 times more making, say, a product for renewable energy in today's capabilities technologically than what it costs, not just financially, but also environmentally, to make that one particular product. So it doesn't have a great offset. We need to be spending more time researching this shit than giving people like fucking Elon Musk or whatever the fuck it is, or whoever the fuck they are, to just be like, oh, we're making all these cars. That's great, but the cars aren't good enough.
No.
They're not that they're not that environmentally friendly yet.
So on paper they look amazing, but on budget wise it blows. Yeah.
On paper they look amazing, but on paper that's compared to us doing nothing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There should be better ways to harness energy than what we're doing now. That's all. I'm sorry. I'm not the best speaker in the whole and entire world, but I'm not really good at carrying out what's in my head to verbal. I apologise for that. What I'm trying to say is I feel like there are better ways to go about setting up a network of renewable energy systems. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
There's something better than what the solar market is now. And think about how much silicon it takes. And how much money it costs to make that silicon. And the industrial processes involved to make that half-assed silicon, which you can't get in high enough volume to make all this renewable energy shit. It doesn't work. It's not feasible in the long run.
But it's funny when you get, say, the Liberals and Labor acting all bipartisan when the Greens come up with a conflicting, I suppose, venture, and they both act together to shut them down. It's a case of they really hate the Greens.
Yeah. I wonder why that is.
I don't know. Maybe their beds are burning.
But anyway, who's all talking about renewable energy? Apparently, Apple also now around the world is running 100% on renewable energy. We spoke about it a little while ago how Lego did it. What was it, 6 months or a year or so before their scheduled plans? So good on you, Apple. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, 93%. That was 2 years ago, 93% of their operations were running on clean energy. Now it's 100%. So good for them.
Yeah. I mean, you want renewable investments, you do.
Yeah, of course.
But it's sort of a case of then, what happens when people start dumping stock? Oh, look, this company is pushing the boundaries. Okay, let's dump their stock. And then what happens is, once someone, like a company like Apple, because I suppose they play a big
role.
For instance, if you want to control their, I suppose, expansion, you drop their stock, it affects things and forces them to rally back.
We're seeing that right now with Tesla.
Yeah. So.
But yeah. What do you do?
But, it's not actually 100% clean energy.
No, I don't think it would be either. Yeah. Talking about not 100% clean, I saw this article on CNN, so I don't know how legit it is, but apparently there are brain effects that happen after eating. Alright, let me say this again. This guy entered this, I don't know if he was at home or if it was a competition or some other shit, but he ate a Carolina ghost pepper.
Ooh, is this the Thunderclap Headaches?
What?
Thunderclap Headaches. Sometimes what happens is it just literally...
What?
Yeah, it's similar,
What?
Thunderclap Headaches. Yeah. everyone started Googling what a thunderclap headache
Yeah,
is.
Can you Google it so you can tell us what it is?
Yeah, certainly.
Thank you.
It's basically, you think about it.
It's like a very loud, painful something.
Long, acute, severe headache. Sudden onset, it's a severe headache, can take seconds to minutes to reach maximum intensity. So basically they peak within 60 seconds.
So those are like the sudden onset, really sharp, and then they're gone within 30-40 seconds?
No, but they can warn of potentially life-threatening conditions, and usually have to do with bleeding in and around the brain. So essentially, what they do is, because I think, is it capsicane? I'm just trying to remember.
Also, do we want to talk about our Akane Adventure?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Do you want to do it now or later? We'll finish this story. You finish Googling, we'll talk about it after. So we are Googling. Apparently this 34-year-old man who hasn't been identified experienced a series of intense headaches and dry heaving after eating a Carolina Reaper, which is allegedly the hottest pepper in the world, during a contest in New York. He developed excruciating pain in his head and neck, which obviously he took himself to the emergency room. And then apparently it spread to his back of his head within 2 seconds of eating it.
Wow.
So yeah, it is a thunderclap headache or whatever the hell it is. And so they weren't positive of what caused the symptoms, but he did show neurological deficits such as slurred speech, muscle weakness, vision loss, that would have otherwise indicated a stroke. But a CT image ruled out blood clots and bleeding.
But you look at the images where it's showing
the narrowing,
the constriction of blood vessels, and you just go, wow.
That's this circle of Willis that's just narrowed there.
Yep, big time.
It's amazing now when you take the pressure of having to study anatomy off and you look at an image and you're like, I know what that is.
It's like, yay!
Yay! But yeah, anyway, let's tell them this story. Alright, am I going to say this story or are you just going to nod at me?
No, okay. You start.
Alright, so I want to say it was last Wednesday. No, it was Thursday before you had to go to work. Michael picked me up from uni because obviously... Actually, no, there was no uni last week. I'm thinking of the wrong week. I've got my weeks behind because of last week having off with Easter. So Michael wakes up and says, hey, we've got a few errands to run. We need to buy chicken. We need to get some hay for the Rabitos. And we need to pick up some more of your meds. And we were off to get a coffee, because you bought a coffee club membership. So with every free coffee, you get a free equal or lesser value hot drink. You got me a hot chocolate rather.
Yep.
So anyway, we're on our way to the pet store, and we hear sirens and helicopters, and we don't think much of it. So in the 5 minutes that it took us to get out of the car, walk into the pet shop, grab the hay, chuck it in the boot, and then we're backing out of the car park to kind of get onto the main road to actually get into the shopping centre, go around. And then we saw 4 or 5 police cars travelling in the opposite direction to us, and the chopper too. So we've gone, okay, obviously there's something going on. We switched off the radio, like the disc, the USB that was playing, and we went the long way, I guess you could say, to go park. So we're driving along, and then 2 minutes later we're sitting at the light, stationary right at the front of the lane, to turn to go into the underground car parks. And then you shouted like, oh my God, or something like that.
It's like, oh geez,
because a guy nearly got T-boned coming out of the underground.
This Porsche is nearly T-boned a hatchback. And then I'm looking at it in the rearview mirror because you can hear the brakes. And so it's like, what's going on? And the people next to us are sort of, getting all jumpy.
And then he's rounded us.
He's literally come around us.
Nearly hit us. It's all on Dashcam. We're not just saying shit for the sake of saying shit.
He's gone through the intersection. The back, like the rear bumper is hanging off on
his left-hand side is like broken off.
The back window is smashed.
Yeah.
And this guy has literally just...
gone through through a red light.
Through a red light. There's other cars trying to get through. And we're just like...
We're sitting there going, stolen car.
Stolen car.
Has he done something in his running?
And the next minute, like
literally 10 seconds later,
4 SUV police, like undercover,
and then sedans just pile drive,
like 5 4 drives literally went through the intersection after him, and then another, 4 or 5 sedans after that. I lost count. And there was a marked divvy parked behind us.
And we were like, oh, you can't go anywhere because you're going to be interrupting the intersection.
And with the new laws now,
you don't know what to do.
If there's an emergency vehicle near you, you have to immediately drop to 40k an hour, otherwise you get fined and lose your
And there was nowhere for you to go. That's the point. Because you couldn't enter the intersection because they were already using it.
There's no point. It's already red. There's better to stay
still. So he rounded us up.
He went around us, and he wasn't beeping us or anything. He just had sirens
I think he did it because he wanted to warn everyone else that he was getting in the intersection because he couldn't see around the car.
So I think the safest thing I could do
was just stay put.
Stay put. I rolled a little bit forward so I could get past, and then we thought, okay, we're going to just keep driving.
We're going to go the long way around, the furthest away car park, because we see all these cop cars where unfortunately your mother parks daily. And so me being the biggest panic merchant on the surface of the earth, I stress out and I'm like, hey, Michael, I need to call your mother right now. I'm putting the phone on speaker. She needs to know that this idiot is, in her car park. I don't want her to get hurt because you don't know what this dickhead's going to do, if he's going to run over a pedestrian. So call your mother. And I don't know what it is with you people. Whenever I'm with you people, you have your phones in your hands. Whenever it's seriously important issues, no one answers. Nothing.
It's a universal
I don't
thing.
Understand why all of you pay $150 a month for phones that no one can contact you on.
No, it's...
But anyway, so I call her, I leave a voice message saying, if you're in the centre, please stay there. We don't know what's going on, just police cars. I think
everywhere.
It's a stolen vehicle. Please just stay safe. Let me know as soon as you get this.
So we've taken the long way around.
We've gone 4 car parks away.
And there are literally...
And we got in because we couldn't leave after that. Because we got in and then we got halfway through to go to where we normally park. And all we hear is the screeching of tyres, like someone's doing a Bernie. Yeah.
Revving... And you hear banging and screaming.
And so we're like, oh shit, and what are the chances?
Everywhere. We're talking at least 30 to 40
dead
police
set.
cars.
And we have, like I said, we've got it all on, obviously not the revving and stuff on Dashcam because we didn't go that close. I got out of the car and I said, don't fucking move because you're on blood thinners. If I get shot, it's fine. You can take me to the hospital. But if you get shot, it's a much more serious issue. And if I get shot, I get special consideration. Anyway, so I had to get out of the car because these fucking idiots, and they had their poor babies in the back seat and their family cars, and they're driving around with their kids trying to go closer to the thing. So I literally got out and I checked to make sure I was okay, and I ran out across 2 aisles and I told the kids, block your ears. And they blocked their ears. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? You're putting your kids in fucking danger. And she's like, oh, I just wanted to see. No one sees that much shit happening with their 3 kids in the back seat and decides, oh, I'm going to roll forward and see what the hell's happening. And she's like, oh, where do I park? And I'm like, what do I look like, an attendant to you? There are 5 bloody car parks over there. Get your shit together. Look out for your kids. This isn't a game.
And so we literally took them up to the ground level
instead
of the basement.
So we sat there and we parked. And then the police and the detectives are like, oh, no, nothing to see here. Please leave. It's unsafe. And we're like, officer, we could potentially be sitting on evidence.
Yeah.
Dashcam footage.
So they get all your details
blah, blah, blah. And then they're like, oh, yeah, we'll contact you if we need you. And then go upstairs, get out of here. And then we found out there was a poor pregnant woman.
Yeah, so
who was getting really stressed.
So we escorted
and so
her
we
up.
just pretty much said, hey, come with us, And I said to her, do you need anything to drink? Do you need anything to eat? Can I call anyone for you? Do you need anything? She's like, no, thank you so much. I'm supposed to be meeting my sister for lunch or something or other. And then we pretty much walked her into the centre, stood there with her for a couple of minutes, and then she called her sister and went on about her day. And then we went on about our
and we did
things.
our errands and
then
stuff.
10 minutes later, 15, 20 minutes later, we make our way back to the car. And they're all still there. So you've gone to security, I stood by the car and we were like, hey, we're sitting on this dashcam footage. And you were gone for literally 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Just bouncing between different people who were saying, oh, your footage isn't good enough. And then, oh, yeah, we only want the footage if it shows us being beaten because our district has a lot of police brutality issues right now and we want to make it look good for us. And, oh, you know, we need to be careful what you give us because, what did he say? Something along the lines of, you know, the public perception is really important in the district right now, blah, 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 with all the stuff that's been happening. Otherwise, we're going to cop a lot of flack for it. And we were like, well, the chip is here. And I thought he was holding his laptop to put it in. That's why I gave you the thing. Yeah, and then he's like, oh, no, just send it to me. Put it on a USB. And then you said, no, they never give you the USBs back. We'll get a CD. So we burnt it a week ago.
And nothing.
And they're supposed to call us because he was like, no, I'll contact you if I need it.
And nothing. Like, literally nothing.
At least we did the right thing.
And then you look at the media statement and you realise that...
And the shit people were posting on Facebook like, oh my God, someone had a seizure behind the wheel. No, these two dickheads got taken out of prison 72 hours earlier and they've been on a joy spree and putting people in danger.
And basically that was the case, and so it took all these police officers to, like...
subdue.
Cars were damaged, and, like, this guy was literally smashing into the police cars.
And trying to get the police.
So they ended up ditching the car, getting out, and then getting wrestled to the ground. And this part here is all public release. It's been released publicly. And that's for, you know...
We weren't there for that because we went upstairs while they were pulling them out.
And when we came back, there was just...
nothing. Just like smashed shit. But we didn't even go up because they had cordoned off the area.
Yeah. And then, but now there's new laws where if you intentionally ram a police vehicle, you get a maximum of 5 years prison.
Yep.
So, yeah, very crazy.
Well, he damaged...
a lot.
What was it, 7 cars that they told us? 7 times 5, that's 4... No, shut up. Wait. Hold on. That's 35. 35 years.
Something like that.
The dude's already in his 30s.
Yeah.
Dude. All I'm saying is... Okay.
Why? Why would you bother?
All I'm saying is... First off, I have no... ASIO...
Hello.
Australian Federal Police... Vic Pol... Anyone else... Crime Watch Australia... I have no intention of doing this. It's never going to happen. However, I did play a lot of GTA growing up, and I did play not a lot of Need for Speed growing up. The good Need for Speed, not the shit Need for Speed they're marketing now, right? I'm talking the good stuff like Underground, Most Wanted. Anyway, if you're stealing a vehicle, you only park in a car park and ditch it for another car.
Yeah.
If you... are not being tailed by another vehicle, and if it's a massive complex, so you can jump out the other side and the helicopter can't find you, right? I could have done this runaway so much better. These idiots were better off to get on the freeway, or better off to go to, I don't know, getting on the Hume. Jesus Christ. They were in Greensboro already. Get on the Hume. They'll switch off the pursuit vehicles. They'll chase you down with a chopper, and you can easily ditch a chopper from there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what they should have done, because they would have called off the pursuit and just followed them with a chopper, in quotation marks, not anonymously, like less obviously. And it would have been a better deal, but I don't know. I just feel like there are better ways to make it out of like a car chase than that, if you're going to jump a car. No?
It's just stupid. It was like Grand Theft Auto gone wrong.
They did everything against the book. Like, you don't go in high traffic areas. You don't go in single lane roads. You don't go, literally, the amount of police. They shut down the whole shopping centre. There was no way for him to get out of there. He was better off to turn left. He was better off to get on Plenty and then literally go all the way to Mernda, go all the way to Doreen. If you didn't want to do that, go to King Lake, man. They're not going to chase you in King Lake.
But alas, they got caught for,
being dum-dums. Literally, if you're going to steal a car, you do it properly. If you're going to do it, you do it right.
But no, they didn't.
But I'm opposed to Grand Theft Auto.
Only the game.
No, not the game, only in real life.
Yes.
But anyway, that was our story. Alright, fourth last story for the day. This one was absolutely scary. But apparently this woman in Russia, she's 28 years old, and she was diagnosed with ovarian cysts. So she went under to obviously get the cysts removed. Also, she thought, because instead of administering saline, they gave her formalin.
Which is basically formaldehyde.
Yeah.
So she was embalmed alive.
So it's used to preserve dead bodies. So they tried to wash out her abdominal cavity, but it was too late. And so apparently, they took her into ER, and she pretty much said to her mum, like, look, I'm dying. Her organs started to fail, and she was being, obviously they're saying he connected to machines to keep alive. But apparently last Thursday she died. And, so technically she was embalmed alive.
Yeah, so...
for getting cysts removed.
Yep.
Literally. So, multiple organ failure and everything. And I don't understand how you stuff up formaldehyde from saline.
Just
This
horrible.
is the same time as when... Remember that... I think she was Australian. She might have been from New South. But remember how she was getting an epidural done? And instead of giving her the anaesthetic, they're putting a disinfectant. And so now she's a paraplegic. And this was years ago, like I said. So it's really sad, really devastating. I don't know. Some people are idiots.
They are.
I can't believe it's that easy to make a mistake like that. Talking about making a mistake like that, on American Airlines, again, one of the most plagued with problems airline companies, a toddler was hit by an emergency oxygen canister, on board a flight travelling from Dallas to Fort Worth. So...
Jeez, but imagine...
He was a year old. And he was full of oxygen.
It's just... Seeing what kind of accidents are happening lately, it makes you wonder. It's like, you step outside your house, what's the chance something's going to happen? And just... Oh, boy. And that's...
But it's a baby, like, not exactly a newborn, but still, it's a baby, like, it's only a year old.
No, but what's to stop that canister? Like, it's literally...
And they didn't even document it. They didn't
No.
want to document it, draw attention to it, or anything.
It's just horrible.
It's really disgusting. Also, the Metro trains explosion that injured the electrician?
Yeah.
Metro is going to face a fine of up to $1.3 million because some employee flicked the wrong switch on the high voltage power lines.
Oh, gee.
And then that obviously caused the explosion that injured the apprentice electrician.
Far out.
Apparently they're going into court. They went into court today. The incident happened in April 2016. So apparently, obviously this electrician, he's still got like burns
Yeah,
to his body. So, and it's like a 22,000 volt overhead. So that's a lot of shit. Honestly, $1.3 million isn't gonna make his life any easier.
No,
But what do you do?
I mean, but you look at them. Honestly, Metro, 1.3 million for them
Is nothing.
is nothing. The electrician,
That's his whole life.
That's his
Will
whole
he
life.
ever work again?
possibly not. I mean, I don't know about you, but
But
if
if
you
I
had
got shocked as an apprentice,
by 22,000
That's it.
volts,
couldn't do it.
no, that's like permanent. You just, yeah, you would not be in a good condition.
It's just terrible. And I can't imagine. Do you know what I
Well,
mean?
he's definitely called Sparky for a reason.
Oh, don't say that.
but- Jeez. So,
It's really terrible.
it is.
And what do you do? Like, poor dude.
Just-
And then the last story I have here is apparently NBN is, what is this? About almost 500,000 Australian premises are getting faster broadband as NBN company dramatically extends its fibre to the curb network and prepares to resume the troubled HFC cable rollout. So apparently another 440,000 homes and businesses are going to get this cable instead of relying on single copper phone lines. And honestly, I cannot wait. I'm so excited. Apparently ours is in plans still.
But you look at it.
And we're going to get like 6 to 9 months.
But honestly, our NBN is still slow
Compared to the
rest of
US.
I mean, look at China. China's NBN is fast.
I want to go to, which one is it? Sweden? Switzerland?
Yeah.
Which one is it that's like, you can download a Blu-ray movie in 0.2 seconds? Not that I'm saying I'm ripping, like
No, it's
stealing
just
off the internet.
that's the data
It's just
transfer.
that that's what they showed. I don't know.
Imagine the gameplay on that. Imagine the streaming.
That would be beautiful. Imagine the frame rate you could... Imagine twitching on that every day. That would be the most beautiful thing in the whole entire universe, honestly. But yeah,
Just
that's all I got.
so fast. Well, we want fast internet.
Yeah.
Just... we should make our own.
And then Tony Abbott, I can send an email, it's fast enough. Sorry, mate, I think you don't go to uni in this day and age where everything's online and you have to download everything and blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, 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 blah. Like, what internet would you prefer? I mean, nothing, I suppose, can beat the old 64K bud modem. That was so fast. If you wanted to, like, walk to the bus stop, basically, you know.
I didn't have internet. We had internet at home because my parents... Alright, so my mother's house has 2 phone lines. There's the actual home phone line where the phone is connected, and that's how she used to do faxing and shit. But when she was setting up my father's business, they had a second home phone line installed in the last bedroom right at the back of their house. And so there was internet connected to that way back in the day, where you would have needed like those really old shitty modems back in the late 90s, early 2000s and stuff. But they never connected a computer to it. And then they terminated that phone line and they cancelled that phone line. I didn't have internet until half August of 2012 because I needed it for chem with all the OWL questions we had to do. And then, even then, my mum would be like, oh no, you're only... Then my brother and my mother still do it now. They're like, oh no, we only switch it on when we need it. That's why my brother blows through his 1 gig of data allowance in literally 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Because they don't keep their Wi-Fi on 24/7.
What's the point?
And then that actually stuffs with your ping.
It does.
Do you know that? Because they used to switch it off all the time. And then apparently it's got to do with how, like, there's a certain amount of places on the server.
Yeah.
So that's why they tell you to keep it in 24/7, because your place is held on the server.
Otherwise, if you keep switching it, you get
demoted down the line. So instead of having, obviously they say up to 30 kilobits a second, we had 0.01 kilobits a second. And then, so when we had it installed a couple of months after, and I was like, this, you know, we're paying for a service we're not getting, essentially. And then my mother was like, oh, well, you call them and you tell them that. I don't understand. I got it for you. And I'm like, well, it's not like I'm not paying for it, but whatever. So I called, and then they're like, oh, yeah. And then we got the same thing as when they switched off they cut our phone line instead of the next door neighbours. And then they were like, oh, you know, I'll get a technician out. It's not going to cost you anything because the issue is on our end. The house is fine. Like, the wiring was fine. And so the guy rocks up, and because the guy on the phone was like, okay, do a speed test. And this was with the speed test online that they make you do.
Yeah.
And it came up as 0.01 kilobit per second. He's like, I'm getting someone there within the week. It's not going to cost you anything. I know I can see that it's on our end, not within the house. So the technician comes down and he's like, oh yeah, the $150 will be billed to your account. And then my mother's like, Stephanie, what have you done? You told me it wouldn't cost anything. And I said, calm down. I wrote, because I had the customer ID, like the receipt number. I had the employee ID. I think his name was Sean. Like, I still remember. Why are you picking your ears?
I have an itchy ear.
Maybe you should clean your ears.
I have it. It's on the outside.
And then we called Telstra back. And my mother was like, you know, how dare you do this? We're going to have to pay essentially another month's worth of Telstra bills for the sake of having a person come down. And then she got on the phone with Sean, and Sean was like, no, the technician doesn't know what he's talking about. But then he went from 0.01 to 1.4 kilobits per second, and then I was happy. Or megabits per second, not kilobits. It was 0.01 kilobits per second, but when he left, it was 1.4 megabits per second. That's better. And then they still turn it on and off, so they're still muppety about it. But yeah.
Muppets.
I did have NBN for like 6 or 7 months, way back in the day, and that was the shit. It was the bomb.com. When you used to come over, you used to use the NBN too.
Yeah.
It used to be the bomb.com.
Yep, it was.
Remember, we used to always host when we were playing COD and everything like that. We'd always host. And then the clan I was in back then were like, oh my god, you have MLG internet, can you host us? And I was like, yeah, boy.
Talking about internet, ours just dropped out.
Oh no. Are you sure?
Yeah, at the line.
Which one's out?
Like, the modem just went out.
The modem goes out. Literally, it's been going out twice a week this week instead of the once a week.
Weird.
It did it on Saturday night.
So yeah, irony.
Yeah. Alright, is that it from us today?
Yep, that's pretty much it for...
Yep. Any plans for this week?
I'm going to upload 2 videos to my channel.
What?
I figure I was doing stop motion and frame by frame. Now, anyone listening who has been to my site, the reason why it takes so long
is because you're not safe and you leave your shit everywhere, and then the floofs get annoyed
and smash it. But when it comes to rendering, if I've got a kit that has like 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 pieces,
the stop motion takes a while.
Doing frame by frame is a lot of, work. So
that's why I said just stick to speed
people have been
builds.
messaging me wanting stuff up, so I'm just going to go back to just speed the footage up. Edit and speed the footage up and just throw it in, because as much as the stop, like the clear frame for frame looks so much better, I think people just want content, so I'm just going to speed it. So, yeah.
Anything else? We're going tonight, I think 9:15 is the showing,
Yep.
to go watch A Quiet Place.
Quiet Place.
I'm so super excited. Also, can we talk about how Reading Popcorn has the best popcorn in the whole entire universe?
Stuff readings. Stuff Hoyts, stuff Blockbuster. And we should just be given free stuff. Give us
We
a free...
actually have a $5 voucher that I wrapped around the card.
Woo!
So that way we get a $5 off. Because realistically, even if we went on Cheap Ass Tuesday, it's $15 for a single person's ticket.
Yeah.
Between us.
So why pay $30?
Why pay $30 for 2 tickets, not including popcorn, when we can get 2 tickets plus a massive popcorn for $29.50?
Yep, and everything's been really quiet. So Reading has literally got it down.
So, you know what? I used to be what do they call it? A Hoyts girl. But, you know what? I like... If I can see twice the amount of movies for one payment, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's Reading as opposed to Hoyts. I'm going to do that shit. So... Yeah, but apart from that, I have a ton of... What is it? I've got to finish this biochem essay. I've got to do my biochem tutorial questions for not next week, but the week after. And then... Because I'm the one presenting that week. And I have a ton of learning objectives, I just want to re-watch all the lectures and stuff. And, re-watch them, get them stuck in my head.
All
Got a ton of stuff to do, which obviously I'm not going to get it all done in the week that goes. But I hope you all have a fantastic, safe, happy week. Let us know what you're up to. If you have any questions, anything you want us to cover, please be sure to contact us. Let us know.
Yep.
He is FullMetalChicken. I am Stephfafahh. You can find us in the episode notes down below.
Certainly can.
Along with our show. As always, link to the quiz will be in the episode notes. And I think that's it from us today, guys.
Yep.
Have a great week. Stay safe. Live long and prosper. Hopefully this hot weather in Melbourne turns down to actual April autumn weather.
It's all over the place.
Because I'm not liking it. And see you next time, guys.
Yep. Au revoir.
I can't believe it's Tuesday. Tomorrow's Wednesday.
Okay.
Where does the week go? I don't know. Bye.
Bye-bye.